We find a way to live in love when we join in a community of people who have chosen both to deepen their love inwardly and to focus their love outward. When we join in on that larger love, we become more fully ourselves. And when we act on that love, we are actually fulfilling our own lives. Now, part of the Standing on the Side of Love Sunday is not just to proclaim our love, but to make a commitment to act. And I'm going to suggest 3 ways today, and I know you've got a million others. In fact, if you read page 2, there's probably about 20 listed in page 2 of ways you can act. One way, the people in front row were telling me that right now in our Virginia legislature, funding for care for adults with needs, mental disability needs, to have halfway houses is going to be cut from the budget. They're forcing it to the place where families may have to put adult people with special needs into institutions, which is a real backward slide. So they are encouraging everyone to go to the ARC-VA website, ARC-VA website, find out what's going on and write your legislator and say you want to keep funding so that adults can go into halfway houses and live in a family like yours. The second action, and I think this is really important, is for us to act to find solidarity in this congregation. I love being in this congregation, as together we have striven to understand how, in spite of risks of hurt, in love we can be a part of a larger love. To be a community that values and is made up of people of many cultures, sharing a calling to stand up for love in a hurting world. We need to be in solidarity with one another and for one another. And then we need to be able to chart our pathway, to dig ourselves out of the drifts of despair, through the mountains of cold indifference, and make the great effort to break through these walls of snow and get to the thoroughfares of the world. I hope everyone is going to get your BlackBerry out right now and put down Friday night, April 9th, and Saturday, April 10th, for a very important conversation we're having in this congregation about our church's calling in the world. Come and explore and plan the pathways with one another as we determine the most important priorities for these pathways of love and justice in the next few years. Which initiatives shall we give our hearts to as a community? I want you there. And the third thing, this is very close to my own heart. I love our congregation's involvement with Voice. Virginians Organized for Interfaith Community Engagement. In Voice, I can be with people very different from me, and I can also feel connected to them because we have chosen to join in a larger love. We have decided to stand up for people who are forced to live in horrible living facilities, for immigrants who are being unfairly treated by a broken system, and for people who don't have enough money to treat serious dental problems. On Tuesday, March 2nd, Voice is going to Richmond to bear witness to the governor and representatives. I hope some of you can come with me and Robert Buckman and others when we're going down there with other Voice leaders to stand on the side of love in a wintry season of fear. That's just 3. Read page 2 for a lot more. From the moment we are born, we need to be held. And as we grow, we need to be able to reach out and hold others. And a greater love calls us to reach even broader, to all those throughout the world whose lives are at risk, whose rights are in peril, or who have been denied justice. Some of you may remember 4 years ago, in the winter of 2006, as the legislature of the Virginia Commonwealth considered the question of allowing same-gender people the right to marry. This congregation chose to make a public witness. We invited all, gay and straight, to participate in a ceremony of vows of recommitment to love. The event happened out on the ramp after our services, and it was featured in the Washington Post. The vote in Richmond did not go our way, but our witness for our loving solidarity gave life and hope to all of us who are hurt by injustice. Standing up for love was life-affirming. And here we are, 4 years later, and the world is in need of people who are willing to make a vow of love, a vow of action, to be there for any whose rights are denied. And we need to remember that these vows need to be renewed over and over and over again, and then to find out ways to live them out. So today, on National Standing on the Side of Love Sunday, I will say that I vow to live for love. And that means I'm going to look out for people who've been forgotten. I'm going to stand up for them. I'm going to act for them. I'm not going to forget them. I am living for love. And I'm wondering, as I look at you, can you look at me, any of you, at this point, are you willing to also make that vow to me? You don't have to if you don't want to, but if you're willing to say, I vow to live for love, say it now. I vow to live for love. And if you're really brave, I invite you, if you will, to turn and look at somebody who's much closer to you, and you can really see your eyes, and say that to them. Say, I vow to live for love. It is Valentine's Day, a reimagined Valentine's Day, a day for your heart to be made public. Come out of the frozen snow, bound by fears. Break through the drifts into the public sphere. Make this be a day for love. It's a day to join with the spirit of the people in New Orleans, in the spirit of their Mardi Gras, Super Bowl, carnival spirit, and to say that after the devastation of storms, after the betrayal of systems of oppression, after long years of struggle, we will rise up again. We will rejoice again. We will bear witness to the power of love again. And we will say that when the saints go marching in,